Okay, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evenings. You guys are based on different locations. Okay, so let me first introduce myself. I believe that inshallah this training will be a very good training for all of you guys, and you will learn a lot today to help your businesses move in the right directions. And tomorrow we will have more additional training on digitalization stuff. So let me introduce first myself. My name is Sayyid Naveed Hussain. I am from Pakistan. I'm an industrial engineer by profession. I am also executive MBA in marketing and finance. I have 16 years of experience in plant operations management, lead multiple businesses for startups and lean manufacturing, work in the big multinational like Procter & Gamble, Honda, Mondelez, and Obic Investment Groups in 6 different countries like UK, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. I have been engaged in the business excellence program since last 12 years, implemented integrated work system for P&G, ILCSS for Mondelez, WCOM, Obican Manufacturing Excellence programs. I have been leading the WCOM program since last 4 years as a head, and managing digital transformation since last 2 years as well. So this is brief about me as experience. The last pillar, which is the ENT pillar, which is extremely important pillar. And this pillar, as I would like to tell you that this is a pillar you normally don't start when you start the program, because this pillar is the only, this pillar can only help you when you really know your losses related to the man and method. So in the 4M methodology, you have 4 points, which is man, material, machine, and method. So most of the pillars help you with the material and the machine, okay, and something related to the machine to the labor losses, but they don't help you with the main and method. So this pillar will help you when you know your losses related to the man and method. So these pillars can have, once the pillars know their losses from the man and method, which means that the capability of the people, they don't have the right capability in terms of operating the machine, or they don't know, they have the processes, procedures in place, but they don't know how to use these processes because they have never been trained on this process. So this is the way that this pillar helps. So this pillar normally starts when you already in at least 1 year in this program, lean manufacturing, to start this pillar because in this pillar until 1 year you really have some information available in terms of the capabilities issues, in terms of trainings which we are looking for as a business. So let me explain you more today what exactly that means. So this pillar has 7 steps. The first step of this pillar is that you link training to the losses and the factory KPI, which means that as we already have some pillars in place and they are the KPI this pillars is trying to deliver. So this pillar will tell you that we have the losses which we want to deliver, but because we don't have the capability, that's why we need some training. So pillar has already identified some training potential. So what you do is that in the first step, you identify the most important trainings, and you also introduce the concept of the skill management, which means that you say that we need to evaluate at every single person in the organization. Most of the time, most of the companies, they have some kind of a skill management system in terms of technical skills or functional skills, okay, or lean skills. Yeah. So if there is no system, then you need to make sure that in the first step we build a system to make sure that we build a system to evaluate the skills of the people. Then in the second step, you go and you set the targets. Obviously, in case if once you know the training requirement, you define your targets and then you move on. Then the second step, you go to the training pilot projects. So once you know your key trainings coming from the losses from the pillars, you do some key projects, because problem is there that maybe the Y pillar is still struggling because they are not having the capable people to train, because you may have the skills, but people don't know how to give the training. So this pillar also make sure that they build the training experts and train them how to do the training, how to prepare the training material, how to make sure that when they are giving the training, the way they are giving training is people are really getting and learning the stuff from the training. So in the step 2, you do some pilot project and evaluate the skill of your trainers, and then make sure you send them either for training, like the trainer trainings, or some specific more advanced training on the technical skills or specific trainings. Then you go and in the step 2 develop the skill management system, which means that you said, okay, we need to now evaluate every single person in the organization in terms of whatever the skills we want all the pillars wants to deliver. So you build a mechanism and start evaluating the people. Okay, so you build a system. You build a system that what will be the mechanism. Most of the companies have some kind of performance management system in which they basically put some technical skills and other skills. So you need to build a system here to make sure that there is a mechanism to evaluate the skills. Then in the step 4, you go and evaluate the skills. And then you define that what are the key important people in the organization we want to work on. For example, the most of the organization, the highest number of people are the operators. So we want to make sure that we focus on the bigger organization to build the right capability, which we have identified in the step 1 coming from the pillar losses. And then you build, you identify your process control leaders or process Kaizen engineer, we mean that the experts or master black belts on these specific skills. And then you train them, and then these people do the assessment of the people. Okay, and then you do a different, the cycle continues. Then there is extremely important point in the step number 5, that if you don't have any training facilities, for example, most of the training we say is a theoretical training to the presentation material, but sometime in operations we need some on-job physical training. We want people to understand the equipment. So which we cannot allow people to basically go and play with the equipment on the floor because we want to make sure that the equipments are maintained well. So we need to we take some failed equipments, or we buy some some critical equipments which are the most important equipments on the machine, and we make a facility where we keep this equipment and train the people on the process of this equipment to make sure that when they are running the machine, they understand the method, the process, how this equipment works, so that they can maintain it much better way. Then obviously at the advanced level, you go and make sure that the skills are transferred to the all level, and you build more experts and keep training them and building the capability in the organization at all levels. And then at advanced level, you make sure that you keep assessing specific skills related to the more advanced specific problems. In case if you still have some specific problems, your KPIs and specific losses, you identify some special trainings, and then you train your people in the special trainings, and then you build the capability, and the cycle continues. So the competency reduction route is the route which this pillar used for any specific training. That this is a 10-step process that for any kind of training you have identified. For example, in the step 1, then you say that what is the skill you want to develop, what should be the level of the skill you want to develop. Then you develop the evaluation checklist. Then you identify the trainer, and then who will be the training and what should be the skill set he should have. Then you do the initial and you train him. And once it is done, then this guy who has been trained and who is being qualified as a trainer will evaluate the skill of the people in the step number 5 and identify that what exactly is the gap which we want to eliminate, so that he can prepare the material accordingly and train the people accordingly. So obviously he prepare a training material first, meaning that how he will do the training, and then he prepare a training material according to what we have identified the gap here. Then we carry out the training and do the assessments, and then we make sure that if there is still some gap as a outcome of the skill assessment, we do the training again on the weak points. And this is we make sure that whatever we are supposed to train, we are making sure that the training is done in the process. So you can see that it's not just a simple that you identify a training and just do a training. It's very important that you make sure that you identify the right gap, and you make sure that you have the right person who has the right skills to do the training, and then you make sure that you evaluate after the training. And in case you still have the gap, you do the training again on the weak points wherever you have seen that the people still could not understand the point. So now coming back to the same point of the performance control system, you remember we discussed about that how pillars can help. So this is what we have discussed so far, that why all the pillars are important, because they help us with the loss reduction loop. We have our KPIs, and how we can improve our KPI, because we need to know some new standards. We need to improve our standards to deliver this KPI. And these all pillars will help us by identifying the losses through the methodologies we have discussed, to feed us with the new standards, which will help us to which we'll use in our daily process, our weekly process, and our all meetings in as a daily controls to change our business results. Because this KPI can only be delivered if you deliver the losses by identifying the new standards coming from this loop, and then you deliver. Now, I will focus more over here, okay, that what are the challenges we have with this system as well. So for sure, we have identified that this is what we need, but we also have some challenges here as well. So what are these challenges? So PCS is a tool which helps us know the challenges in this business, and what PCS do. PCS is a performance control system. It's not a performance management. Don't get confused with the capability building of the people. This system is all about that how we are doing our business. It means that how we are coming on daily basis and managing our business. What we do, what every one person in the organization come daily and start his job with what kind of meeting, what kind of interactions, and what is the link of different people in the organization on daily basis for what kind of discussions. So then second step